Hey guys, how y'all doing? And hope y'all having a good day so far. And welcome back to my channel, Hayajni's Diaries. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. So, as you can see, this is my first attempt ever in English on my YouTube channel, so bear with me guys, and please don't bash me. Don't bash me. Okay. You know, like, since Arabic is my first language, that's why the most of my content is in Arabic. Alright, so I know that I've been a bit AWOL on my channel. I haven't gotten a video out in too long, yes, I know, but I haven't been completely AWOL. So like, I've been doing like a lot of inspirational, kind of motivational kind of videos on my Instagram account. I'm gonna put my Instagram down here, so if you wanna follow me and check out my content, I do a lot of like cool videos there, you know, so yeah, so if you ever like wanted to check out my content, my Instagram is gonna be down here. Alright, let's jump to today's video. So, today's video is gonna be about I'm gonna evaluate my work experience at Whole Foods Market, which I quit about a month ago. So I'm gonna be talking about that, but the way I wanna approach this video, I'm gonna break it down into 4 parts. The first part is gonna be about the hiring process. The second part is gonna be about the kind of employees who work there, their background, and the kind of people who shop there. The third part is going to be about a description of my job there, like my role there. The fourth part, and which is the last part, is going to be about the company's policies, and I'll end up like with some, you know, like kind of like a reflection on my experience there. All right, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Just bear with me, guys. Let's start with the hiring process. So the way I applied to Whole Foods Market is that I went online. I went to the company's website, wholefoods.com, and I applied over there. So I applied to my local store, which is in Central Listing, St. Louis, and I was interested in the cashier position. So yeah, I applied for that. And a few days after that, I went to the store itself, and I walked up to the manager. I was like, hey, I'm interested in this cashier position, and I applied online, blah, blah, blah. He was like, alright, cool, man. Like, he was very nice and very approachable, you know. He was like, alright, cool, just give me your contact info, give me like your full name and your phone number, and we'll give you a call today just to set up a phone interview. So I gave him my number, and my name, and on the same day, they called me like, hey, are you free, like, so the phone interview was like 4 days after the call. So they were like, are you free on this day so we can interview? I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So they called me. The phone interview was 4 days later. The interview was about 50 minutes long. I wouldn't say it was very easy and not very hard, you know. It was mediocre, leaning on hard. So I would give it like 3 out of 5, you know. Yeah, it was a bit hard. Why? Because they wanted to know everything about me, everything. Who am I? They asked me, tell us a little about yourself, tell us about your previous jobs, why did you quit your last job, how would you handle certain situations, how would you handle like an angry customer, how would you handle like a big line, how would you handle like if the screen went off, like if the screen shut down, how would you handle that? They just want to make sure that you fit in this kind of job, you fit in this role, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the interview wasn't, as I said, it wasn't very hard and it wasn't too easy. I'll give it 3 out of 5. So yeah, I think I did a good job. That's why they were like, okay, like we'll set you up with a second interview, but we gotta let you know that you're gonna be part-time. You're gonna be working with us as a part-time. So they set me up for a second round interview, which was in person, and it was with the store manager that I talked to him before, you know. So that was like about 5 days later. So I went to the store. asked about the manager. He sat down with me. The interview this time was a bit easy. You know, it was easy because the manager, he was so chill. He was so nice. So the interview was about 10 minutes long. He just wanted to get to know me. You know, like what's your name? Like you know, that kind of stuff. You know, like give us like you know, like two qualities about you, and like give us two things that you should be working on more. You know, yeah, just like it was a basic interview. You know. So that given, I was hired. You know, he told me that on the same day that I'm gonna receive the job offer, which I received online. I accepted the job offer, and yeah, in 2 weeks I was rolling. I was over there, and I got hired in 2 weeks officially. So yeah, that was the hiring process. Bear with me, guys, so I can talk to you more about the kind of workers over there, their backgrounds, and the kind of people who shop there. So yeah, bear with me, guys. Alright guys, now let's talk more about the type of employees at Whole Foods and the type of people who shop there. So, Whole Foods is a very inclusive and a very welcoming company, meaning they accept and they welcome all kinds of people, all backgrounds, all religions, all ethnicities, everything. So they don't make like any racial limitations when it comes to hiring people. So like in my grocery store, like most of my coworkers, they were like kind, chill, and generally down earth, you know. So yeah, but you know, like it's a grocery store, so you won't like have the, you know, so like the coworkers are not gonna be super smart or like the most prestigious people out there. But you know, I'm cool with that. That's fine, you know. But overall, yeah, like my coworkers and my managers, they're down earth, talkative, fun, and very understanding, which is very important in this kind of business. As far as my job there, I was a cashier, which, you know, it's kind of repetitive, kind of boring sometimes. It doesn't need like a lot of intellectual skills, you know. So yeah. So if you wanna do a good job as a cashier, first of all, you gotta be very nice. Second, you gotta control yourself when you get a rude customer, you know, that's very important. And you gotta be patient. That's pretty much it if you want to do a good job as a cashier. This job is not hard. It could be hard sometimes if you get annoying customers, you know. Some people like, they get picky like when it comes to sorting their items in the bags, you know, like this goes on top of this goes under that. You know, I want the eggs in a separate bag. You know, they just want to give you a hard time, you know. They're just rude, you know. But, you know, like most of those people, I don't want to like, with all respect to all the people, but some of them, they just know how to get on your nerves. They're just so good at that. Again, with all respect to all people. But you know, hey, that's like part of the job, so you gotta deal with that, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, like as far as my job, you know. Alright guys, now let's talk more about the type of people who shop at Whole Foods. So, Whole Foods is known to be as the rich people grocery store. Why? So, Whole Foods is not your conventional grocery store. It's kind of upscale and pretentious. Yes, upscale and pretentious. Because they mainly promote for organic foods, such as organic veggies and organic fruits. And they also have like other organic foods, you know, but mainly they're fruits and veggies. And obviously organic foods are more expensive than non-organic ones, you know, and you can tell what type of people buy organic foods. Obviously rich people, right? So yeah, so the customers at Whole Foods, they usually shop there for their organic produce, meaning veggies and fruits. So yeah, that answers the question about what type of people shop at Whole Foods. Mainly rich people, yeah. Okay, now let's talk more about my job there, which was a cashier. So I'll give you like a little description about my job there. So now I'll give a description about my job at Whole Foods as a cashier. So first they train me. So the way they train me is, so first they put me like on a express register, meaning I was checking out customers who had 15 items or less, you know. So they do that just like to give you a smooth start into your job and to make you get like a good grip of your job, you know. So yeah, so first they trained me. The second thing, I had to memorize the PLUs. So the PLUs, which are the codes for the veggies, fruits, breads, pastries, and like few other items at Whole Foods, you know. So these are like the codes like for these items, you know. So it's not like you gotta memorize them. It's just like you have like to start like getting like a good sense of them in a short time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So like the first 2 to 3 weeks of my job, they were a bit difficult because I've never done register before, you know, like I was new to this whole thing, and I was like having like a bit of a hard time with these PLUs, but like with time, over time, after my first month there, I started like remembering these PLUs naturally, you know, so yeah, it wasn't too bad, no. The last thing about the job that it was a bit difficult, it was a bit physical, you know. Why? Because I had to stand for 7 hours or more. I had to bag items, a lot of items. Sometimes people who buy things over $400 or $500, you have to bag these items. Sometimes you have to carry like heavy water cases or like drinks cases and a lot of cartons, you know. So yeah, it's a bit physical. Adding to that, I had also to do cart runs, you know, like collecting carts in the parking lots, putting them back like into their designated area, and also collecting baskets, like shopping baskets, and returning them like to their designated area. So yeah, it was also a bit physical, but no, it wasn't too bad, you know, it was very manageable. So yeah, that's like you know, like a description about my job there. Now let's jump to the last part in this video, which is the company's policies. Guys, now let's talk about the last thing in this video, which is the company's policies. Alright, let's start off with the dress code policy. So, clothes with text, symbols, slogans, pictures are not allowed whatsoever. Ripped jeans is not allowed as well. It's allowed if your skin is not shown, but if your skin is shown, it's not allowed. Piercings allowed and colored hair allowed, you know. So yeah, that's as far as the dress code policy. Now let's talk about the breaks. So it's pretty much similar to other retail companies. So you get 2 15s and 1:30. You're paid for your 15s, but you're not paid for your 30, which is your lunch break. As far as the attendance policy is pretty chill because Whole Foods has a 7 minutes grace, meaning, so if you're scheduled at 10 a.m. let's say, and you clocked in at 10:07, then you're good, you know. But if you clocked in at 10:08, you'll get half a point. So Whole Foods has like a point system, you know. So yeah, so if you're like scheduled at 10 and you showed up at 10:08, you'll get half a point. And if you want to call out, you gotta call out at least 1 hour earlier, you know. So if you didn't call out at least 1 hour earlier, you'll get a point, you know. And if you accumulate like if you accumulate 6 points in a span of 6 months, you'll get fired, you know. But once you reach 5 points, they'll put you on a final, so like you'll know you're in a dangerous position, you know. And if you accumulate less than 6 points in 6 months, like after these 6 months, the points will clear out, you know. So like you'll get a fresh start, just like you'll start all over, you know, like no points at all, which I think is pretty cool, you know, like to give like their employees like a fresh start, you know. So yeah, so that's a wrap, you know. That's like my take about Whole Foods. That's my that's all about my work experience there. I hope like, you know, these tips and information are good for you, like if you want to apply for Whole Foods in the future. So yeah, that's my take on the company. So that was an evaluation about my work experience of Whole Foods. So after this video, I hope that if you want to apply to Whole Foods, like you know what to expect, what not to expect, what to wear, what not to wear. You have like a general understanding of like the work vibe and environment there. You just like have a good insight about Whole Foods, you know. So yeah, if you enjoyed my first English video ever, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel, what you're doing, just like smash that red button down there. Subscribe, man. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.